Hi everybody, John Cena here and welcome to the grand final of FunkQuest Season 3. And after what seems like hours and hours and hours of talking about random stuff, we get down to the funkiest two people left in the competition. And if this is your first time listening to the show, what we're looking for is funk, interesting things that we didn't know just by randomly talking about different stuff and hanging out with different people that we don't normally hang around with. And so if you're watching this on YouTube, you will see my screen where there are 4 rows and 5 questions. If you're listening to this on Spreaker or iHeartRadio or any of those other platforms that we're on, you'll have to take my word for it. Now, these 2 functions will take it in turns to pick an icon, and it will reveal a question which may, or most likely may not, be anything to do with that icon.
Has it ever been anything to do with the icon?
No, it hasn't, Lisa. No.
Okay, just checking.
No. I mean, there's nothing. No. All right. No, it will perhaps started off once, and you get 1 minute. For each function gets 1 minute to answer the question, tell a joke, tell a story, vaguely talk about what the question is answering, disagree with the previous function. The only things that are off limits are no swearing, no politics, and no religion. That's it. So other than that, so what you want. So in the order that you appear on my screen, Barb, tell us who you are, where you're from, and what you do.
My name is Barb Braendlein. I am from Washington State in the U.S. I'm a homemaker, a urban farm wife, an author, and a podcaster.
Domestic engineer as well.
Domestic engineer. I always say it wrong, but I homeschool them, which I think adds another level of domesticity to it. I homeschool my little domestic engineer children. Doggone it, John. You're going to have to finish that for me.
Yeah, domestic engineer. And Lisa, tell us who you are, where you're from, and what you do.
I am Lisa Faye in Atlanta, Georgia, and I work with people and teams who are trying to accelerate their performance using the tools of improv comedy, and I'm also an author.
Brilliant. Right, so listener, you can decide which of these ladies is going to be crowned champion funkster, and you can do this by, well, I'll tell you at the end how you're going to do it, but you need to listen for insights, thoughts, ideas, and these could be little small, tiny little ideas that you might want to go look at that or go read that book or something. Pay attention and we'll get going. Now, Bob, you are the sheriff because you've already been knocked out by Lisa.
Gotta say, this is really exciting to come back to get beaten again.
But you are, because of the rules of the competition, you are back in. But the penalty for that is you have to go first.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I wore lipstick for this, Lisa, because I thought that being beaten by you twice was sort of a momentous thing. Like you dress up for that.
Yeah. I don't think anybody else has that award, so.
Right? How many times can you lose in a row in FunkQuest and still be on the show? Yep.
I don't know.
It's all about records.
It's all about records. Anyway, question 1, you got a lighthouse, you got something that I can't see, you got a bird, and you got a shoe.
Let's do the lighthouse.
The lighthouse. How hard are you to shop for?
It depends on whether you're asking me or the people shopping for me. I think I'm very easy to shop for because you could pretty much take gravel out of the yard and wrap it up in shiny paper. And as long as I get to open it, I'll be happy, right? Yeah. I'm told that for people that really want instructions, like, hey, what do you want for your birthday? That I'm very hard to shop for because I'm like, I want their birthday, like things that are sparkly and pointless. And birthday. I just really like opening gifts. I think I'm very easy to shop.
Is that it then? Is that the opening of the theater of opening the...
It's the, you know what it is? There's something about someone going to the effort to get a gift or make a gift and wrap it up because they're delighted for you to open it. That to me shows more love than whatever is inside of it. And so it does mean that I tend to be a horrible gift giver because I use the same principle in reverse. So someone could come to me and say, you know, I really want an iPhone so that I can listen to classical music. And I would think, Gregorian chants are super classical. I will give them a CD and wrap it up. And it might have happened once, just like that. But yeah.
Yeah. So easy is the answer. Is that the answer?
Yes, very easy. Yeah.
Easy, yeah. Lisa, question 1. Some shoes, a bird or a shoe?
Let's do the shoes.
Green baby shoes.
Yeah.
What was the last song you danced to?
The last song I danced, I don't know the song, but I was listening to some of the best of Soul Train.
Oh, nice.
And I was playing it on YouTube, and I was dancing around my bathroom, and it was just a myriad. I think it was probably Stevie Wonder is the one I remember, and then the OJs after that. Yeah. But it was just a mix of those songs and the old Soul Train line. Did you have Soul Train in England?
No, but I remember Stevie Wonder and Paul McCartney.
Okay. Well, they have
the Ivory.
They have this little line dance where, people are lined up on both sides, and they would come through the middle and bring out their initial, their biggest and baddest moves for everybody else to watch as they move down the line.
That'd have been very bad. But Paul McCartney and Stevie Wonder, Ebony and Ivory. Remember that? And
there you go.
There you go. Yeah. Right. Question 2. You got a BMX, a lady with a red dress, a rabbit, or a child's bedroom.
Do the lady with the red dress.
Red dress. How do you deal with cold callers?
I really, really like them. I like them when they're real people. The robots are not nearly as much fun to me, but my personal favorite is when I get cold calls that feel like a scam or insurance. Those are my favorites. And so I pick up the phone, and I'm always really polite to them, and they say, so we think that you need to update your technology on such and such. I'm like, I totally agree with you. I just need to know, bake or broil? Which one do I push? Bake or broil? And I have had people stay on the phone with me a solid 15 minutes. And I'm like, I understand. I get it. There's things that needs to change. Bake or broil? And then eventually they usually give up.
There used to be somewhere online like a flowchart of cold callers. Like obviously work off scripts, right? Like to turn it back on, how do you like your job? How long have you done it? All that kind of thing to almost turn the tables back. But we're getting now these automated things. Your Amazon parcel is being like delayed. Yeah. Press 1 to whatever. The
automated are definitely harder to jerk the chain, but not impossible. I had one where they pretended to be a person, but it's a robot, and it's like, we'll say Lisa, like, hi, this is Lisa. And then if you stay on long enough, they connect you with a real person, at which point you go to pieces. You say, what happened to Lisa? I was talking to her on the phone just a minute ago. We're close. She calls more than my mother, So it's possible, but definitely more work.
Yeah, true. Lisa, question 2. You got a bike thing, a rabbit, or a child's bedroom?
I think I'm going to go with the bike. It's a good time to be outdoors.
Yes. Who is your craziest relative? Now, we probably won't know these people, and they might be listening. So just.
I was going to say, do I have to say their name?
No, let's just call them Fred or Frida.
Okay. So my craziest relative, Fred, he's so crazy because he is always in the middle of everything, and everything has to do with him. So no matter what topic you bring up at any point in time, he was there. He's been there. He's tried it. He's done it. He started it. He can finish it. And I'm really not sure what he does for a living, because when you ask that question, he somehow never can quite answer that directly. So I don't know, maybe he studies Jeopardy boards all day, or I just don't know.
I think we've all got a relative like that, and if they haven't done it, they've got a mate at work who's done it better or higher or faster or something, or a next door neighbour, or a cousin. I'm going to start twitching in a minute. Cousin. Right, Barb, you got this kind of warrior guy, a puffin, a gent's wardrobe thing, or a skier?
It's got to be a puffin. Do you know their beaks change color based on the season they're in? It's true.
No, I didn't know that. How old were you when you got your first bank card?
I was 16, and I think that I successfully kept a solid $5 on that for, a couple of years. Yeah.
But you didn't spend it?
No, I spent it, but I would keep putting in $1. I remember actually learning the lesson about how they charge fees if you use a debit card for less than $5. There's your thing to learn today. They charge fees if you use your debit card for less than $5. And I remember being having an open break in school, would have been high school, and going to get Hostess pies for 79 cents on the card, which then ends up being $3 by the time that you're done.
big thing round us about cash machines. Obviously, somebody's got to pay for the cash machine being there. Somebody's got to pay the man to go and physically stock it up with cash, right? And so some of them have got a thing that says, it's going to cost you 40 pence to take out a thing, right? Yeah. Big thing about cash machines being removed from stores.
Because
nobody wants to pay the money. Banks are obviously all shut. Banks are all shut. Should stores see it as a source of revenue and source of feet coming into the store, but nobody goes into stores at the moment because we've got coronavirus.
Right. I also heard we're not supposed to handle cash.
Yeah,
There's
true.
Actually I don't know if it'll come up in a question, but it should. I've got a great story about my grandmother trying to give coins to a kid on their birthday. It involves having to dive into a fountain mall.
Whatever the next question is, you can give that story. being the sheriff. Right, so Lisa, question 3.
Let's see. Let's go with the downhill skier.
Where should everyone go at least once?
You should go on safari in Africa at least once.
Because?
I just think it is, I'm a big believer in travel because it changes your perspective on the world. Yep. Because what you learn is people are more like us than less like us. Mm-hmm. So it makes the world seem smaller, and it gives faces and experiences that are the same. Everybody wants their kids to grow up, have a good school, et cetera, et cetera. But I think being in Africa in the great wide open spaces and watching the animals is one of the most exciting and breathtaking things I have ever seen in my life. To see wildebeest from here to here, all wildebeest, was one of the most amazing things. And seeing them jump over, I saw the Great Migration and, them jump over the river with all the crocodiles, and
you can't get that.
Awe-inspiring.
You can't get that by watching it on TV, can you?
No. Not at all.
Any kind of experience. Right, question 4, Barb. Now you can see this question, and if you don't like it, you can tell us a story about what you were just talking about. Okay.
Okay.
So you got a man with a suit. You got some kind of coloured thing. 2 sumo wrestlers or a horse.
I'm gonna have to do the colored thing because I can't for the life of me figure out what that is.
I don't know what that is either.
Yeah, so I'm fascinated by it.
What world record would you want to break?
Probably the one that I'm going for right now is how many times in a row you can lose on FunkQuest and still be allowed back on the show. And I have goals about this, honestly, actually.
What's your goal then? 20?
I'm going for 8.
For 8? 8. Right, so we've got, can we get 9 people here to we want to put that record on a shelf so nobody can get it.
That's right.
So nobody's going to get that record.
I'm going to put your show on the map.
Yeah. We want 100 people to turn up and take pops at Barb, right? So apply below.
That's right. Be my best day.
Question 4, Lisa.
Sumo.
Have you had your palm read?
Yes, I have. I've had the little cheesy ones at the little, community fairs and stuff like that. But when I was in India, our guide recommended like this one super palm reader. So he came and did all the stars and looked at the lifelines. And, I was with my friend was really happy after hers because she said all her kids were going to get married and have good lives.
Right.
And it was interesting that the stuff more that they told me about my past and my future is still being written. So I don't know if it will all come true or not. But it was more interesting that they could identify some things in my past that there's no way they would have known. They didn't have.
Really?
Yeah.
Like what? Tell us something. I mean, I just thought you go to theatre and,
Well, they knew that I had had a really substantial surgery, and I had brain surgery in 99.
Really?
Yeah. And they could figure out the rough timing of it and stuff like that. And, it wasn't like they asked me a whole series of questions and I was like, no. And yes, that one is real. It was like they narrowed down to this and the timing, and they were like, and they asked for a confirmation. I was like, okay, that's that was pretty wild.
You feel unsettled by that?
A little unsettled and a little just fascinated.
Yeah.
Like I wish I could watch 10 people go through this to see if they had the same type of experience.
The 10 people that apply to beat Barb at FunkQuest have got to be palm readers.
I think they should too. I think that would be fabulous.
Got to be palm readers. Do not apply unless you're a palm reader. Right? Good stuff. All right, well, we're on question 5. So, Barb, you've got a posh lady, you've got a mountain, you've got a snowboarder, or some swimmers.
Let's do the lady with the dog because I find that funny. The posh lady.
How would you describe humanity to aliens?
Ooh.
Probably tastes a bit like chicken, better fried.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say that, well, I would probably talk goals with the aliens. Like, is the goal really just world domination? In which case, you should suggest that we might get sick. You could, I think that overall, love would be the undoing of world domination and fear would make it possible. So depend on the kind of alien. That's what I'm trying to say.
It depends on their intellect level.
Yeah, and how badly they want to just take over New Jersey, you know? Like,
true, yeah.
we could just make a trade. Be like, okay, fine, you can have New Jersey, and that's, we'll just keep the rest. We'll keep the UK.
Yeah. I'd have said, like, ants. We're like ants. Really.
But, like, with remote controls and
yeah. I mean, somebody wants that, if the world is fractal, right? So you go down from the smallest microbe, will be the same shape as looking at the Earth from space. Same shape. Anyway, there we go. Lisa, question 5. You got a mountains, a skier, snowboarder, or some swimmers?
Give me the mountains and fresh air.
Mountains and fresh air. Good. Which circus act would you take part in?
Okay, when I think of circus, I think of Cirque du Soleil.
Yeah.
And I would want to be on that, the round thing that you stand in and you hold, your feet are spread out and you look like you're doing a big jumping jack, but you roll around in it.
Oh yeah, like the roll thing.
Yeah. I just think that would be the coolest thing in the world. And then you know how you you go really close to the ground and then you could go back up. It's like something I could do by myself and I could practice, and fascinate my friends with my ability to do it, like take it out of my car and like undo it. And then it's like, oh, over in this parking lot, check this out. I think that'd be very cool.
Like a big, we talk about a big ball, what you get inside.
No. It's like a circle.
Right.
And it has, and it's wide.
Yeah.
And you hold on and you have your feet. And then
oh right, yeah. We'll find a picture and put it on the show. Yeah.
Yes, I think that would be fun.
Yeah. Just knock that out your car boot and impress all your friends.
That's right.
Yeah, excellent, good. Right, well, another 20 minutes of complete nonsense, but there we go. One of these ladies is going to be crowned the champion Funkster, and to vote is easy. Because what you need to do is you need to go to FunkyThinkers.com, find this episode page, and leave a comment for who you want to vote for. You want to vote for Barb, you want to vote for Lisa, and maybe why. Right? Could be something that a book you got to go read, or some other thing you got to find out. And the Funkster with the most votes is the winner, and we will crown them by no power vested, and we will crown them champion Funkster of season 3. So,
I don't think I've ever competed against somebody who had stated so many times they would like to lose to me today.
No, not like to. My goal is to win. Like ultimate. That's like, oh sheesh, there'll be a tattoo involved if I win. I just expect to. I'm prepared.
If you get a tattoo, we'll have a photograph of it for sure.
Okay.
Barb, how can we find out more about you and buy your book?
You can go to my website, which is myname.com, barbrabraendlein.com. You can catch me on the Deciding Factor podcast, and do me a favor and go buy my book at your local bookstore. They could use some support.
They surely could. Lisa, how can we find out more about you?
Well, I'm sensing a trend. myname.com. You can get my books there, or you can go to amazon.com. But I need more money than Amazon, so buy direct from me or any other, honestly, any other person you can buy direct from. And also I have a weekly newsletter with little communication tips. If you go to my website, you can always sign up for that and have a smiley face in your inbox every week.
Now, who wouldn't want that? Ladies, thank you so much. It's been an absolute pleasure, and we will crown one of you the champion funkster for season 3.
Awesome. Thanks for having me.
Thanks so much, and we'll speak soon. Hi, thanks so much for making it to the end of this episode. Did you know that you can play FunkQuest yourself? We call it FQY. You can get going now with a 10% discount coupon that's displayed above my shoulder. Thanks so much, and take care.